Hi.
How's everything?
Very good day today. How about you?
Fine.
Yeah, a lot of work.
Yes, too
Yeah.
much pressure.
Oh, a little better than yesterday though.
Yeah, much better.
Okay, good. Nice. So I prepared a little bit something about generally jobs and occupations, and yeah, we can talk about the differences in jobs that we have in China, or you have in China, and we have in Canada or Europe. So I came up with a couple of questions that we can talk about. And
Yes.
so, for instance, in China, what age do people usually start working?
We have a law that people can't hire the kids that is maybe teenagers that is below 18 years old.
Oh, okay.
Mhm.
Okay, so then when people turn 18, do they usually start working?
But usually, a lot of students go to university when they get graduate is the age of 22 or 23.
Oh, okay. So it's rare for people to have like part-time jobs or, work
Yeah, part time. It's not rare. People usually do some part time jobs.
hmm
And for example, I am a permanent teacher, and I need to be fixed in this school, but I have some part time jobs, just sometimes to give some lectures to the teachers, and sometimes to give some lessons to students.
Oh, okay, so you have a couple part-time jobs yourself.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, and then you teach privately or you give seminars and stuff like that.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Well, in Austria, or in Canada better,
Hmm.
the legal age for working is 14.
14.
Yeah, it's 14. Yeah. So when I came to Canada from Austria, I found the big difference. It was that teenagers start working the very young, and in Austria, teenagers don't really like have part-time jobs, or only like really ambitious people kind of do that. But when I was growing up, most of my friends didn't have a part-time job, and then I came to Canada, and people really like, yeah, really work from a very young age.
Oh, we the education. We have a compulsory education that is for students. You need to go to school at least 9 years.
hmm Yeah.
So, at 14, they can't go out to work. They
Oh,
they should according to the law they should go to school because
yeah.
it's compulsory.
Okay. Yeah. In Austria, it's 9 years of school is compulsory.
Yeah.
After that, and then by that time, you're usually 15 or 16. By then,
Mm-hmm.
if you don't want to go to school, you don't have to. But
Mm-hmm.
I think it's legal to work in Canada from when you're 14, but it's not really either school or work. It's more like school and work. So people have part-time jobs to have some extra change. Yeah. Yeah.
One of my students, he just came back for vacation from Canada, and he said that he the city that he lives just looks like a big countryside.
Countryside.
Yes, the city that looks like a big countryside. No modern beauties and just a slow and relaxed life.
Yeah, Canada only
Yeah.
has like three big cities, or just like a couple big cities, and outside of the core, usually like downtown, it's not very, big. Yeah, it's only 30 million people, so it's kind of a small country. It's big, but there's not a lot of people.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so in China, what age do people usually retire?
For women, some women get retired at 50 years old. For example,
Oh,
my mom has she got retired when she was 50 years old, and she was quite young. She was retired at a quite young age. She don't know what to do after retirement.
yeah, I
And for
bet.
men, it's 60 years old.
Oh, okay. And what did your mom do? What kind of work?
Yes, my mom is an officer, just working some doing some office work.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah.
And your dad?
My dad is also the working in that office.
Oh,
We
okay.
are in the same. Yeah.
So usually, so is it for women 50 and for men 60?
Women usually is 55.
Oh, okay. That's so young.
Yeah.
That's
No,
so,
I don't think so.
no, should be younger.
Yeah.
Oh,
I,
wow.
I I told my mom that how I admire you, that you can be retired at such a young age.
Yeah. So 55 and for men 60?
Yeah, but my mom is because she got at that time she got a policy that she can get retired at 50 years old. So it's 5 years earlier for the regular age.
Oh, okay. So you got early retirement.
Yeah, early retirement.
Oh, okay.
It is said that maybe I will get retired at 58 or more than 58 years old.
Oh, is age going up all the time?
Yes,
Yeah.
these days going up.
Oh, yeah, yeah. That's kind of like everywhere. Yeah.
When I was in UK, I asked about the teachers. They get tired at 67 years old, no matter you are a man or woman.
Wow, that's late.
Yeah. How about
Wow.
Austria and Canada?
So Canada is 65 for men and women. So
Uh-huh.
it's almost like England, but a little, yeah, England is more. And Austria is 60 for women and 65 for men.
Yes.
Yeah, so that's, I thought that was good, but China
Yeah,
sounds
better.
even better. Yeah, 55. That's like you're
Yeah.
still, you're still full of life, 55.
Yeah. Sometimes when there is a company or sometimes they have different kinds of policies that they can get retired after they have been working for 30 years
Mm-hmm.
and then they can get retired.
Okay. And so what age do you want to retire?
I don't know. I'm not sure.
If you got to choose, would you keep working or would you just stop working?
Maybe I will be fired by my head teacher, headmaster. Maybe I will get retired next year.
Oh, wow. So you can beat
That's
your
so
mom.
cool.
Yeah, yeah. Oh my God. Yeah, I don't know if I actually haven't thought about it deeply if when I would like to retire because it's so far away for me, obviously,
Yeah.
So I haven't really spent much time thinking about it. But I don't know, I kind of want a job where I get to decide, or even if I don't retire, maybe I can still do the job because I like it, or that would be the ideal kind of, yeah, where you're so passionate about your work that you can do it even though you're old. Yeah.
What is your main job? Is this you are teaching? Are you a teacher now?
So I'm like in between transitions, or I'm
Uh-huh.
just after a transition. I used to work for 5 years in the film industry. Yeah,
Oh.
in Canada as a different kind of roles, but always on a film set. So
Uh-huh.
now I'm leaving that. I left that
Cool.
in December. Yeah, it is cool, but it is, it's very hard work, and you really have to love it. And I kind of got tired of it after a while. So now
Uh-huh.
I'm exploring education and teaching, and yeah, something that would I think fits me better because I like talking to people, and I'm more about like communicating and empathy, and instead of actually working and building stuff. Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, because my old job was very manual, very physical. So, which I like, it's fine, but it wasn't for my mind. I was not evolving, it was just like always the same. Yeah.
Yeah, I understand.
Yeah, yeah. And I thought like, one day I'll be 40 and then 50 and well, like how is this gonna, what is this gonna be, like yeah. So I yeah, try to think long term too.
Sometimes I saw that, oh, it's too much pressure. I need to do some manual work. I don't need to think about too much.
Yeah, I think there's good things to be said about both, like mental work and manual work. If you can combine them somehow, then I think that
Yeah.
would be the best. Yeah, because yeah, sitting all day on a computer or that's not good either. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think a teacher is a pretty active job. Like you stand in a classroom, you have to do this, and then you have to think, and I think that would be, yeah, I think that's very
Um,
versatile.
Most of the time, I think that I'm a trainer that train the little dogs every day.
Little dogs. How old are your students again?
um, 70 or 16 years old.
Okay, okay. Yeah, it can be loud. Are they well behaved or are they like loud and
Yes, yes, they are well behaved, but they are kids, and
mm-hmm,
every time you told them something, and you told them no, it's not, it's forbidden, you can't do that, it's not promised, but they will do that, and
mm-hmm,
you try again and again, and the different kinds of knowledge you told them that they just forgot about that, and
mm-hmm.
you told them 3, 4, or even 7 or 8 years, 8 times, and told them to do that. Every time I saw that, oh, they're just little dogs. You don't be angry. Try to
Mm-hmm.
be patient with them.
Yeah. But do you think it's a fault of the way we teach people from when they're kids, like the education system, or
Yes,
yeah?
yes, probably yes, because Chinese basic education just for primary and secondary school, um, we said that it's very good for students to form a good habits, or just train them to do things repeatedly or something like that. But it limits their creativity. Also, sometimes they don't behave well, and they lose the ability to do self-learning. That is a problem. And also Chinese government have already seen this, and they tried um, to adjust it, but it's a long way to go.
Yeah, I think there is a problem with that everybody has to learn the same things at the same
Yeah.
time.
Hmm.
It's kind of hard because there's so many people, like the population is so big, so how do you
Yeah. Yes.
individualize the lessons? It's really hard. But
A lot of foreign teachers coming to China, they found that why it's incredible to teach students of 70, a class of 70 students, or
oh,
more than 60 students in a class, that they need to focus on one teacher, just talk and talk on and on. But it's the truth, and it's a reality, because we can only have four classes for a grade in primary school, and
mm-hmm,
my school, the primary school is very famous. So every parents tried their best to put their students in our school, and we can't get more classes, so we just need to enlarge the class,
mm-hmm.
the numbers of the students. So it usually have there are usually more than 60 students in a
Wow.
class. Yeah.
That's like a university lecture.
Yeah.
Wow, that's crazy. So you can almost never do like let them work independently in groups or
Yeah. Yes. no, we can't do that. And another time, when I was invited to give the students a seminar, just for one grade, there were more than 1,000 students. I was shocked.
1,000.
Wow. Yes.
Wow.
I asked them, oh, only one grade. How can that be?
Yeah.
Only one grade. There were more than 1,000 students.
Yeah, so it's weird. I mean, the education system, the way we have it today, the way it's in, I don't know if it's probably similar in China. That was
Yeah.
invented in the last century, early last century, to make, employees, to make like factory workers, and to make, engineers and stuff like that. But I think for now, you have so many other possibilities of how you can, steer your career and how you can develop that. If you're put together with people, if you have to be really good at math just because the curriculum says that, you're just
Yeah.
gonna not feel good about yourself in the end, because maybe you're not, inclined to do that. Maybe you're creative, and yeah,
Yeah.
that's the problem that I had. I found it really hard to do like math and anything with numbers, or like I found it, or like
Me too.
yeah, it's really difficult for me. But then languages, I was so good in English. I was always so good, or German or Polish. I can like, it was no problem. But then other people who are really smart in math, they could never learn the language.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I don't know how to fix it, but those are the problems. Yeah, so what was your first job? Do you remember?
First job,
Yeah, ever.
teacher.
Or your first job ever?
Yeah, teacher.
Oh.
The only job that I have done is a teacher,
Oh.
and I have been teaching for 15 years, and every time, every day.
Yeah, so you started, was it this company? Was the first job this company?
Yes, with this school, this is the first one, and I haven't I haven't moved, just in this school.
Oh, okay. So you started as a teacher and then you got promoted to a higher position.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you find your school, or how did your school over the last 15 years, how did it change?
Wow, maybe we can say that it's a boom, maybe it's a boost, because when I was when I was when it was 15 years ago, uh, it ranked 15 in our city, and this year it ranked the top 3 in our province.
Wow.
Yes, it's very famous, and it even ranked the top 1,000 in our whole country, China.
Wow.
Yes, so it's too much pressure for us to do that.
So is it because of the leadership, or how did it become so popular?
Yes, because it got famous just because of the students that can enter the famous university in our school, in our country. The top 2, that is Beijing University and the Tsinghua University. And also there are different kinds of students to go to some famous universities, so it gets famous for that. And when we judge this school about the rank, maybe we talk about the mark that they need to get into the high school. The full mark, that is 750, the whole one. And if they want to get into my school, it's 696.
Okay.
You can get at least this mark, and then you can get into our school.
Oh, and that's a placement test?
What?
It's-
Yes, placement test.
Oh,
Yes.
okay. Oh, wow. So, okay, that's very cool. So a lot of people that graduate from your school, they make it into the top universities of
Yes.
the country. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I was just gonna say that my first job was way different from what your first job was.
Yeah. What's your first job?
My first job was I was 15 or 16, and it was
Wow, cool.
yeah, it was a summer job. So like between the school year, like in the summer vacation, I used to work for my stepfather's company, and
Uh-huh.
he owned a stonemason, like a stonemasonry. You know what that is? So
No.
so they make like marble, like the stone
Yeah.
marble.
Yeah.
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 So
Yeah.
he had
That's
like
cool.
marble, and he would make kitchens with like marble kitchen, marble
Uh-huh.
tiles, everything. He would
Uh-huh.
go, and it was a big company. He would do like public buildings like with marble. Yeah,
Oh,
yeah. So I worked in that, but not in the
wow.
office. Yeah, not in the office. I worked with the construction workers.
Wow.
Yeah, yeah. So it was very, very tough, but I had a great time. It was like a lot of physical hard work, but it was.
Did
We,
he pay
yeah,
you?
he paid me. He paid me. Yeah. So it was the first time I ever made money myself. And all of a sudden, at the end of the summer, because lived with my mom, of course, and at the end of the summer, I had so much money after that. Yeah, yeah.
Oh, that's so cool.
I
You
know.
know, I was maybe we call that is confused because at that time I only know the way how to get to school and the way how to get back. I
Oh,
don't know anywhere else. If I want to go to anywhere else, my parents will take me there, and also would take me to the different places. And also I didn't communicate with other people. I was not willing to talking with other students, and they just saw you just tell others that I was so proud and don't want to uh, maybe don't want to talk with others. I was um, these are that I'm not easygoing.
uh-huh, uh-huh.
But after being in the university, I know that I need to be a teacher. I need to communicate with others, and my character changed.
Oh,
That
really?
changed and switched to another kind of character, like just like this. They saw that, well, you are so talkative,
Oh.
too much talk.
And so when did you decide to become a teacher?
I didn't decide to because I didn't get a good mark in the placement test because I just play all day and didn't want to focus much attention on the lessons, so I didn't get a good results. So I just have that one offer. I can go, and that is go to the college. Also, after being in this college, and I have no choice. You are trained to be a teacher, so you need to be a teacher.
Oh, so if you had a choice to have any other career, what would you do?
I when I was quite young, I think that to be a tour guide is really cool. You can go any places you want, and you can do anything you want, and you can visit different places. But I have even ever tried and to get I have already got the certificate to be a tour guide.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, but I just give it up because oh, it's too hard for me.
Really?
because it's really hard for women to do that. You need to negotiate with others about different kinds of things. For example, you don't get regular sleep, and you need to um, get on well with different kind of difficult relationships with others. So it's quite hard, and also you don't have much salary about that. You just need to ask people to buy things, and get some money just from what they buy in.
Oh, okay. Oh, like
So
you
I don't like
sell
uh,
tours and stuff.
yes,
Oh.
souvenirs or something. I think that I don't like that kind of feeling because
Mhm.
people going outside just want to enjoy the scenery, and you need to sell things to them. I think Oh, terrible feeling.
Yeah, yeah. That's funny that you say that. I was looking into becoming a tour guide in my home city as well. Like, I just started looking, and I'm going back to Austria in May to Vienna, and Vienna is a lot of tourists, you know, it's a big
Oh,
city.
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's so much to see, so I was hoping maybe I could do like something on the side or something like that. But
Yeah.
in Austria, you need a very long schooling to become a tour guide. Like
Oh.
you need a certificate, and I don't know if it's long, but but I'm still thinking about it. But that's cool that you said that. Yeah.
Oh yes, you just
Yeah.
need to sell things to others.
Yeah.
That is one part of your money. Oh, I hate that.
I don't want to do that. Yeah. I'm so bad at sales.
Me too.
That's the worst job. Like I think a sales job, I wouldn't.
Yeah.
Used to work in sales, and I hate it every day.
Yeah. I don't like that. You know, I had a part-time job in a school that is not the public school, also not the private school. That is a kind of school that gives students extra training.
Hmm.
So they asked me to do the permanent job in their school, but they have a bad policy that you need to uh, promote your lessons to your students, and you need to persuade their parents to buy extra courses from you or even from the school, and you get extra money from it.
Hmm.
I was said that, oh no, no, I don't like this kind of feeling, because teaching is a kind of job that you feel proud of it, and the students respect you. But if you sell lessons to them and you just persuade them to do these kind of things, I don't like this that kind of feeling. I just say that, oh, I'm just looks like a salesman, saleswoman, just sell things to them. It's not a kind of good feeling. I don't like that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Same with me. Like when you have trust, I feel like you would break that trust when you
Yeah,
first you teach them and you have this relationship, and then you
yeah,
at the end of the lesson you're like, hey, so how about you just pitch them a product or something like.
yeah.
Yeah, I never liked that. In my old job, my first job in Canada, I used to work in like an electronics store, and
Uh-huh,
we used so we had to sell stuff, right? And we paid on commission, and so
uh-huh,
on top of selling whatever, like a camera or a computer,
uh-huh.
you have to sell
Oh,
insurance.
uh-huh.
Insurance on the computer, and that's where all the
Yeah,
money. That's the good money.
yeah.
But then, like I hated it, like insurance, and like you don't need it. Yeah, insurance on a camera, like, you don't need it. So
Yeah.
yeah, so it was real. And then, every couple of weeks, my boss would be like, "Hey, why you're not selling insurance?" I'm like, "Yeah, I don't know. I don't like it. That's why." Yeah,
Oh, terrible.
yeah. So we're similar in that way.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Okay. What's the best part of your job? Would you say, in your opinion? What's the favorite thing about your job?
Maybe that is kind of fulfillment. I think that because students are really lovely, because you don't have that kind of relationship that you have. Um, that I don't know what I can say. Just about people. For example, people in the society, maybe we have some money or something, different kinds of relationship, and we need to think about, for example, the different kinds of position, or maybe we get on with each other, face serve, when we face each other. Maybe when we turn back, maybe we will scold or say some bad words of others. And students, they can give you true heart, and also when you find that their improvement, you feel that, oh, it's rewarding to do that. And sometimes they can be really creative. And last week I asked them to make a mind map about the text. I just want them to get a clear structure of that. But finally, they show that they are different kinds of creative things. I think that, wow, that's so amazing about that. You can see that just like planting seeds in spring, and you find that you maybe you just think that it's a kind of grass, little grass in the summer, but wow, it's a flower.
Yeah, yeah. And then in 20 years it's a tree, you know, when
Yeah,
you started
big
it.
tree.
Yeah.
Also, after they graduate, maybe we can also be friends, be
Yeah.
with each other. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that sounds, I mean, I just started teaching and this is a pretty new profession for me, but
Yeah.
yeah, that's exactly why I thought that would be interesting because you can help people and can influence them with
Yeah.
your you know, your curiosity for knowledge. You can pass that on and I think that's, yeah, I think that's really cool. Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, well, the half an hour just flew by like nothing.
Wow. Yes.
So
I
that's
agree.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I have like a bunch more questions, so maybe we can talk about them next time.
Maybe next time.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. Well, thank you for
Okay.
your time. It's
Yes. Thank you.
been
Bye
yeah,
bye.
it's been a pleasure. Goodbye.
Yeah.
See you.
Bye.
See you.
See you. Bye bye.
Bye.